name is Ahmad Saeed. I am a native of Chicago, studying here in Syracuse. I go by he, him, his pronouns, and I identify as Black gay man. Um, yeah. In regards to mental health, so I take into consideration that the intersecting identities of being a Black gay man who is out here in the middle of nowhere by himself. When it comes to mental health, my connection with depression, anxiety, and PTSD stem further through past, my childhood up until now. But they, being here, I've been able to learn more about them as like disorders, and also as like how statistically Black people, people of color, and queer people have been more marginally affected by the disorders because of the research.
My name is Ariel Ashakur. I am Black, Maryland, in the suburbs of DC. I'm a woman and I'm heterosexual.
Just more craziness, more sadness throughout that relationship. There was another 3-month period when I was really unhappy, and I didn't realize it until after those 3 months, but it was an emotionally abusive relationship. Yeah. And part of me feels bad because I don't know what would have made me stay too. And the entire time I'm trying to rationalize happiness is what you make out of it.
So what's the message you're hoping in participating in this project, and there's someone looking at this that's like, girl, I totally get it?
Maybe evaluate the situation. Don't lower your standards of happiness. Know those boundaries ahead of time. I also think it's good to know your love languages. I feel like now that I know that, I'm in a better space.
Hi, my name is Chrissy Jasmine. My connection to mental health is to my mother, who is a mental health nurse and has been for the past 25, 30 years. My mom is an immigrant from Haiti. So her having that has impacted me personally in the sense that she, I guess, either always respected my personal journey, and even when it was a bit destructive, she always kind of, tried her best to just understand and kind of ride it out. It was so long because of me, which was really disappointing. I thought when I made that connection, I was going to be like, all right, cool, it's going to get fixed.
Therapy fixes people.
Yeah. And then, when I got there, and this lady, her name was Pamela, God bless her, she just sat there in that chair, looking directly in my face, and asked me some real questions. And I was like, bitch, mind your fucking business. This ain't got shit to do with you. And that's when I knew, I was like, oh, this is not going to be easy, and this is not what I expected.
It's going to be work.
Yeah, and that's probably what I didn't realize. I was exhausted by the time I left that shit. I was like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
And then I started getting tight. I paid $20 for this girl to bring out all these emotions. And fuck this callback. You had to accept maybe someone telling you the hard truth. There are some therapists that won't push that on you and expect you to come to that conclusion. But when you do that, that does take a long time. And I'm not saying there's a time span or limit that's supposed to be adhered to, but by the time you actually admit to getting therapy, it's kind of a little bit too late. You're kind of backpedaling. You should have had this assistance maybe a couple months ago. It just takes a while to get over that stigma, and then walking into the office. And then once you sign up, they never have an appointment that day or the next week. It's 3-4 months out, and then by the time you remember it, it's
I don't see too many people that look like me in the field, and I think it's a great thing that I'm a part of it. Well, for one, everywhere I go, it's like, oh my God, you're a part of the social work field. Oh my God, we need more Black men. You will get hired. You will get hired. I don't think that it's just something that's just not promoted as a kind of bravado kind of job to do, to take on. It's a lot of work. it's tiring for a lot, and you don't make that much pay from it. So it's just like, you know, that's not really something that's fashionable to a lot of people, that hard work that you have to put into it. Unless you're out there actually, like you have to do it for your internship, unless you're out there getting that field work and dealing with these models and stuff they give you, then you're just gonna be lost. Like, you literally have to get dirty, roll your sleeves up, and get out there with them. So I think mental health can be so many things, man. Racism is a form of mental health. You know, like that's a human invention that somebody created. So, you know, so it's like that's a form of mental health when you telling other people that their physical traits and characteristics are something that's just ugly
So my
and
name is
negative.
Nikki Benny. A master's student at Syracuse University. I'm originally from Butler, Pennsylvania, but I've been living up in New York now for 3 years. I identify, I guess, as cisgender female.
Okay.
Caucasian. I think it's kind of like a myth that the majority of Americans don't have mental health issues.
Okay.
I think everyone has their own thing at some point or other, and I think of mental illness as a spectrum where mental health goes to like mental illness, and like everybody at some point in their life at least once falls somewhere further down on the spectrum.
Okay.
It took me getting into a lot of trouble in life to actually go and seek help.
Okay.
It took like a big push for me to find that getting help isn't something that everyone has to see you doing. You can be very quiet about getting help. You can be very secretive about that.
If you can talk to your 16-year-old self, what would you tell her?
It is a hard question. I guess I would tell her that things aren't going to be better for a while, but that at a time in your life, you will get better. So I guess that's the best I can do with that, because I wouldn't want to lie to my 16-year-old self, because my 16-year-old self is the self that got sick.
My name is Raven Chambers. I'm from San Diego, California. I am a heterosexual Black woman. I am engaged to a heterosexual Black man. I think of mental health as you would think of like regular physical health, like you have to take care of yourself. You can get sick in the mind, and or you show symptoms of an illness, or it's like, you know, there are different things that happen to you emotionally where you could maybe compare it to the common cold. Like you experience it every so often. Something can trigger it, like a virus or maybe an interaction with somebody. I myself have not been, but I am family with and know a lot of other personal friends. So I want to say maybe 50% of all the women I know have been sexually abused. Transitioning from one stage to another, just it stresses me out. I get anxiety, and then I get depressed, and I get overwhelmed, and then I don't want to do anything, because I do know the one thing is if I just don't move, that will be stable. If I just am silent or whatever, that would be stable. When I wanted to kill myself, that would have been stable.
So in a way, depression was the only form of stability in your life.
Yeah. If there's one thing I know that's true, that has been a constant in my life, it's that yes, I'm depressed.
So what message do you have out there for 11, 12-year-old Raven? If you could tell her something right now.
You will grow to love yourself one day, and somebody will love you. And maybe one day you'll learn to trust somebody else.
My name is Ramon Robert Q from Memphis, Tennessee. Everything is a mental health issue with the society. I might struggle a little bit. I got diagnosed with PTSD and a couple other things. I got diagnosed when I got back from Iraq the second time. But like, you understand where it comes from, because as a 20-year-old man, you know, it's like some shit you just shouldn't see. Like, some stuff that like a lot of people never experience in their lifetimes. I don't sleep. I never go to sleep. I sleep sometimes. I have nightmares. I probably lose 10 pounds a night sweating. Well, I requested her as a. They asked me. They said, "Do you want a white woman, a white man, a black man, black woman?" And I said, so I take a black woman. I wasn't trying to talk to nobody else outside of a black woman, bro. I just want to talk to a woman, a black woman. I don't know what the significance was. It was important to me.
So if 10-year-old Robert came into this room and you had to tell him one message, what would you tell him?
I wouldn't say nothing to him. I would just give him a hug. There's nothing I could tell 10-year-old me. But 10-year-old me, he just needs a hug, you know? The little kid was hurt.